Looking for some help, finds it. In Stafford, Cheney turning and scoring around Calvert. Good, strong post move right there.
Well, that's their bread and butter, that high-low look, and they want to get that steal, that duck in early, establish that territory, movement without the ball.
Condon, deadly three-point shooter for BYU, is left open near straightaway and promptly knocks it down. Offensive chance here. Gibb. To the cutter, Condon. Delaney Gibb creating off the dribble for BYU. Perfect all time against their cross-county rivals, the Wolverines of Utah Valley. We'll be back with more. Cheney wanted Criddle, now finally has her. She'll set a screen for the Utah Valley guard. Good bounce pass inside.
Shot selection is so big this season for this BYU team, and just made the right read with what the defense gave her.
Three on the way, and a perfect splash from Cambry Blackham. A much-needed three for Utah Valley. Gibb trying to answer right back, and does. Let him play.
Cambry Blackham very quickly got introduced to Kendrick Gillespie.
Gillespie, offensive rebound, strong putback off the miss from Cannon's three-point attempt.
That's what she can bring when she's out there on the court. The 6'2 senior, the transfer, and she comes in and she's strong inside, really good at rebounding and finishing. She has a touch on the ball around the rim that BYU just absolutely loves. The coaching staff loves how she plays.
Gillespie not quite 100% as she's trying to get back to full strength. Play in the opening quarter. 3-2, Davenport will try a long three at the buzzer. Got it! Lauren Davenport! And that is clearly before the clock expires. For the first time off a BYU turnover. No points thus far off of 8 BYU turnovers. Will this change it? Well, in the most unexpected way, yes. As that's knocked down by Criddle off the glass. And cue the friendly banking hours in Provo.
If you're Dan Nielsen, I mean, he had to bring Criddle back in the game. She's got 2 personal fouls, but offensively, they need someone that will step up and score.
Amari Whiting stepping up for BYU again with the floater, all 4 points. And we'll give to Gibb. Delaney Gibb. Quick move off the bounce and gets around, is driving to the hoop.
And you see, identifying the mismatch early. Delaney Gibb utilizing her quickness off the bench.
Mabry, Cannon defending. Good up and under move, Kylie Mabry. This quarter taking advantage of some of these BYU turnovers. They do now have 5 points off turnovers, make it 7.
So when their hands are up and they're active and rotating, it's tough to pass through.
Barber for 3, got it. Utah Valley.
Whiting does a really good job of pinching the gap, getting into the middle, right? But put it on the floor, pinch it, and then look for shooters, just as you see right there.
Barber trying it again for 3. That one is left short. Criddle with the rebound and the push. Flips a one-handed cross-court pass, ends up in Barcelo's hands. So the Wolverines with Barcelo. Look at this, Kristen. I mean, under 3 to play before the halftime break. Whiting to Barber again. Skip pass, Davenport. She'll try another long 3, and she got it again. Beautiful shot from Barcelo, and then Davenport in rhythm, as you mentioned. Barber has Calvert, straightaway 3. Barber with the offensive rebound. Flips it to Gibb. Oh, what a great play. 1 on the offensive rebound, and then the awareness by Gibb to find a lane.
And it's Barber and Gibb as well. You've got to block out a white jersey. Great.
Blackham in some trouble. Sage Gibb will have to force something up, a long 2, and it goes. Sage Gibb.
Right on her sister, Delaney Gibb. What a fun matchup.
And here is Delaney Gibb. Bounces to Calvert. 2-second differential between the game clock and shot clock. Davenport looking for her 3rd 3 of the half, and she's got it. Nice move off the dribble to get BYU into a 12-point lead early in the half. And there's the 14th turnover of the game by Utah Valley. Talia White. Emma Calvert sprinting the floor and is rewarded after the steal by Gibb. Whiting grimacing. Gibb cycle to Davenport, wide open 3, and she got the friendly bounce. Timeout BYU. They're going to look at Whiting's knee, which is the record
100%.
for BYU men's
I
basketball.
may have gotten 1 for 1. I'm going to count that as equal.
Delaney Gibb, a pretty good shooter in her own right.
Just standing their ground, being straight up and not bailing out Collins when she was trying to go back up for her second opportunity.
Davenport, wide open three. Lauren Davenport, have a night. And speaking of head coach Kevin Young on the men's side, Kristen, it's taken him all of, what, maybe 8 months? Goes back to Davenport, who has made 5 3-pointers tonight.
It's a career high for Davenport.
17 points for Davenport. She adds to the career high. We had 8 minutes to play in the game. BYU with a 28-point advantage, 59-31. Whiting over to Calvert. Davenport. Why not? 6 3-pointers for Lauren Davenport.
But a team that was picked preseason to place 8th out of the 9 teams in the WAC. I imagine they're going to be much higher than that. He's got good depth, great players. A lot of these players familiar with each other, whether the crossover connections or in high school, you play against each other in Utah.
At 50% here in the second half, Kristen, and this is after making just one of their last 7. That tells you how good things were going for BYU before a little bit of cooling off here in the fourth quarter. And there ends a more than 8-minute drought scoring for Utah Valley as Grace Sorensen scores. Gillespie, how about that move on the baseline? Kendra Gillespie
Can get hot very quickly, but she can do so much of everything for this team.
Alley-oop. Naya Tanuvasa with a beautiful dime to Cambry Barber, who finishes and is fouled. 70 points for the night, looking for 71 here with the free throw.
Perfect timing. I love the call. Cambry Blackham, the 5'7" freshman, from start to finish, she had to step up and take on more minutes.
Hattie Ogden joining the scoring front for BYU. And another three-pointer. Ogden will drive into the lane. Ball pinballing around in the key. Utah Valley with the takeaway on the 18th turnover of the game for BYU. Sage Gibb finds an angle and scores. Rare bucket for Utah Valley here in the second half. The Wolverines have now scored 10 points. Count them, 10. That's all in the second half. 5 in the third quarter, now 5 here in the fourth.
10 points to BYU's 38 points here in the second half. It's just been staggering.
Tanuvasa. 5 seconds to play in the game. Blackham will try a 3, and that too no good. BYU runs away with it in the second half.